Thank you so much, and I apologize. I'm having connectivity issues today, but hopefully we'll get through it. If I suddenly go dark, I will ask Julio Cesar to take over. Thank you, Julio. Blanca, can we go ahead and do the roll call, please?
Yes. So start with Nora Lopez.
Here.
Julio Cesar Chavez.
Hello, I'm here.
Yvette Cabrera.
Here.
Arelis Hernandez.
Here.
Keldy Ortiz.
Here.
Blanca Rios, it's me. Jennifer Marcial Ocasio.
Here.
McAnally Torres.
Here.
Amy Stockwell.
Here.
Melissa Macaya.
Here.
Alwyn Lopez.
Present.
Nanette Sosa. Okay, not present. Valerie Mia Juarez. Okay, Johnny Cordova. Okay, Christy Fajardo.
Here.
And Luis Joel Mendez Gonzalez.
Aquí estoy.
Okay.
You missed me, Blanca.
Who? I'm sorry?
Jessica Retis.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I did. I don't know. I had Jessica, you're here. Thank you for Jessica. And then guests.
You missed me.
Who else did I miss? I'm sorry. I have a. Can you say your name? Because I don't. Well, yeah, I'm actually Alberto. I'm gonna name the guests, which are Alberto.
No, I'm
is
not a roll call, but I just don't have a vote.
Okay. Adding you, and then should we name our guests who are with us?
Please.
Okay. Yunwen, obviously, who's organizing the chat. Is Yaneth on the call? And BA? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's BA and Yunwen, right? Anybody else that I missed?
No, I saw another staffer. Leslie and Frank is on the call.
Leslie? Okay. Got it. Thank you. Nora, do you want me?
Blanca, can we do the minutes, please?
Okay, I just wanted to remind everybody that I sent everyone the minutes from the October 28th meeting, which was our last meeting, and I believe everybody had a chance to review them. I'd like to motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I'll second.
All those in favor of approving the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposition? Meetings are approved. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your patience and waiting for the start of this meeting. We've been hard at work at NAHJ trying to do the business of our group. It's been a tough last 3-4 months. No matter who you are, where you live, it's been a year of trial and tribulation. As journalists, we've witnessed and chronicled just how fragile our democracy and the American way of life is. And I'm so proud of all of our members who have risen to the occasion and covered and demonstrated the resiliency of our industry, as well as our determination. Not to mention demonstrating the value of journalism as a fundamental basis of our democracy. So I'd like to congratulate all of us. The association continues to grow. We're at a historic level of membership. We now have more than 3,200 members strong. That is a huge milestone. It's the most members we've ever had. So very, very pleased by that and the work of our staff and the work of everyone to increase our membership. Just want to highlight a few of the messages that NAHJ has been responsible for over the last 3 months. as we try to respond to events around us. So we just want to highlight a few. I'm sure I'm going to forget some, but just want to let you know that we have been hard at work with our messages. We have condemned for example, the harassment inflicted on Telemundo reporters in Maricopa County, Arizona. This deals with Telemundo reporters Maria Paula Ochoa of Telemundo News and Diego Santiago of an investigative reporter for Telemundo Responde, who've each dealt with harassment from pro-Trump supporters. We also condemned the violence at the US Capitol, and we called for increased protection for members of the press. We've also offered to our members mental health trainings with Vita Activa. This was presented by Toyota. We've also issued statements condemning the use of racist language by New York Times reporter Donald McNeil Jr. We've also responded to the lack of representation on the daily podcast. This was in particular one featuring a discussion of Latino voters that, as usual, did not include any Latino voices. We also issued an open letter to Dr. Patrick Soon-Shiong, who's the executive chairman of the LA Times, addressing pay discrimination there. This was after a very public discussion over pay discrimination claimed by restaurant critic Patricia Escarcega. We have also applauded at least one good thing from CBS, sorry, I've lost my place on my notes. But the recent promotion of one of our members to one of their anchor spots. But more importantly, we've joined our sister organization, NAHJ, in condemning the mistreatment of employees of color at CBS owned and operated local stations. This is actually not a new fight. It's a fight that NAHJ has been in for well over a year. And we partner with some of our other sister journalism organizations. And yet here we are again dealing with the exact same topic. We will be meeting, myself and the other presidents of the other journalism organizations. There's 7 of us. We will be meeting over the next 10 days to try to forge a united front and a path ahead to how to continue to address this really just horrible, gross work environment that has been cultivated at CBS. I welcome any input from our members specific to that issue. And I'm sure I'm forgetting other things that we've been involved with. Want to remind folks that tomorrow is the deadline for a lot of our applications for scholarships, student projects, and some network fellowships. So please, if you haven't visited our website in a while, I encourage you to do so and seek out these opportunities for our members. And also some good news, wanted to point out that Palabra, our site that features freelance work, was ranked #2 for the 10 must-read Hispanic news sites covering the US and Latin America. This was by Sison PR Newswire. I think that's about it for my report right now. As I said, I'm sure I'm forgetting everything, a few things here. But also wanted to let you know that the full board will be meeting quarterly. We've set our next 2 meetings for April the 24th at noon Eastern, and then we'll have a full membership meeting during our July conference. That's a virtual conference, and that membership meeting will be on July the 17th. And that is about it right now for my report. I'll send a follow-up email to the members as I did late in December, outlining all of the work that we've been up to on your behalf. Next, we'll go to our budget approval by Keldy Ortiz, our finance officer, and Alberto Mendoza, our executive director. Keldy?
Thanks, Nora. Good evening, everybody. So, just to recap a little bit about 2020, even with the pandemic, we did did very well in terms of income. We had budget, we grossed in 1.7 million in income in 2020. And we also had 854,000 in grants. We had in terms of registration, we exceeded the goal by about $25,000 or so. There's a lot of good that came even with the pandemic. Once we approve the budget, you'll be able to see it. But just to go into a little bit about the 2021 budget, we did have various meetings. Me and Alberto spoke about the budget and how we're going about it. And we talked about it with the executive board and had a meeting with several of the board members just to understand where we stand and why we thought it was the right decision to have strategically have the budget. I am missing a couple of things that I don't have to mind, but I'll let Alberto explain a little bit about the budget. Alberto?
Great, thank you. And yes, thank you for all the board members. You guys have spent a lot of time going over the budget as part of your process. We spent a couple meetings with the full board about 2 weeks ago, the executive committee, and then of course Keldy. So let me share some of the highlights of the board of the budget. And just as Keldy was sharing, let's see here. Can you guys see my screen? Just as Keldy was sharing, we did have a successful budget year overall, considering we were in the middle of a pandemic. We exceeded our budget in revenue. Our budget was 1.5, and currently we stand at 1.7, but the year is not completely closed. So we will still keep tallying, and we were under in expenses. And so right now we are trending to be above our budget and income and expenses by 20%. Having said that, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, and I'm proposing a budget that is more conservative because of the challenges that we're still facing with the pandemic. And so we are presenting a budget that is about $500,000 less than where we're going to end up this year, with our revenue being at 1.256 and also our expenses being at 1.256. And again, those are less than this year. We just want to make sure that we are being conservative to what is happening. We know from our funders that the budgets were set last year. So by the time that things were happening, things were already in motion. But the way things are now, that they're going to be making some cutbacks. The industry's definitely been impacted as well. So I think this conservative budget allows us to continue to focus on the projects that we've been doing, but also doesn't overextend, and could get us into trouble. We've had 5 years of really growth, and so we want to make sure that we stay on that trend. And so again, the income would be at 1.256. The expenses would also end up at 1.256, which means that the goal is to end up at 0 at the end. Again, the board has reviewed this. Everybody has spent time, and so now it's a matter of approving the budget.
I just want to say for the people that are watching, once we approve the board, the budget in a couple weeks, so we'll send out a note, just highlighting some of the items and just letting people know how we did overall, so you have a understanding if you are not able to view what was presented. All right, just wanted to let everybody know. And I guess with that, I will make the motion to approve the budget.
I second that motion.
We have a motion to approve the budget. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I would like to say something. I wanted to thank Alberto for putting up this conservative budget. I just think that that's the way to go. You know, we're going through really hard times. We're lucky to have revenue and be in pretty decent shape and have all the membership that we have. And, you know, when you're going through a tough time, you got to tighten your belt because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. So kudos to him for putting all this together and spending the time with us to explaining, you know, each line item, because we went, and I know, sorry, Alberto, for being such a pain, but I like to understand.
That's great. That's your job. That's what you guys are here for. So that's,
you know, I like to understand the numbers because I'm a numbers reporter. So, and I'm telling you, it's a conservative, and it's like, you don't spend money on lobster when your credit card has not been paid in a year. Let's just put it that way. I'm not saying that we're in debt because
Our bills are paid.
exactly. I'm not saying we're in debt. We are in pretty good shape. And because we don't know what's going to happen, you know, we just have to keep our budget and, you know, keep everything a low cost. And yes, so thank you.
Any further discussion? We have a motion on the floor to approve the budget. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposition? The approval of the budget carries unanimously. Thank you, Alberto. I will echo McNally's comments that we're very pleased with the budget, and we're very pleased that overall we did well this past year despite the pandemic. And I'll turn over the floor to you, Alberto, for the conference update.
great. Thank you, everybody. And again, thank you for being here on a Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. We know that your time is valuable, and all of you have other places to go. So thank you for your commitment to the organization. So we are now officially on convention conference mode. Our conference is set to be July 12th through the 17th. That is going to be virtual. As many of you know, we announced we were going virtual in October. We now are hearing almost all the other organizations are following suit, or they are not able to announce that yet because of the same challenges that we have to deal with contracts. But it's pretty clear that everybody's going virtual, and so I think it's important to know that again. We are doing everything we can to make sure that we're protecting our members, the health of our members, and also we know that sponsors are also having that trepidation with their employees and sending people out. So I think you're going to see that pretty much across the board. Now, our convention site is launched. It's NAHJ2021.org. That officially launched last week. And we will be launching our registration, I believe, on February 16th. So keep an eye on that. We are doing something a little different this year as well. And we are doing a month of pre-conference training. So we're still going, the week of the conference, we're still going to be doing training. We're going to be doing the job fair, and we're going to do special events. But one of the things that we wanted to try this year also was to provide our members with the opportunity to access training, not so much in just a crowded field, but things that are going to help you and that you'll have an opportunity to take workshops on. So our plan is beginning the week of June 12th, that we'll be offering 2 to 4 trainings a week for 4 weeks leading up to the conference. And that'll also give an opportunity for people to buy a training conference pass just for those trainings, or a full pass that'll give them access to everything. So it is optional. It gives you an opportunity to tap into more workshops, but also gives you a sense of, the planning that you need so that you know exactly what kind of workshops are going to be available. We have Yoli Martinez and Lucio Villa, who are programming chairs and convention chairs that are really kind of taking over from Robert Hernandez. And so they're continuing to bring that incredible training curriculum to our membership so that we can again focus on technical and digital trainings that are going to help you moving forward. So again, I invite you to go check out the website, NAHJ2021.org. Congratulations to B.A. Snyder and the Veritas team who created a really dynamic website that people are already commenting on and are excited to participate in. Any questions on the conference itself? A reminder that we are partnering with NABJ. We partnered in 2020, and that actually was it turned out to be better than we expected. In part, we were at a point where we did not know if we were going to have a conference, and we went virtual. So we get to try new things because we're on our own. But in 2022, we are back with NABJ, also 2024 and 2026. So that means the other years we are on our own, and we get to really kind of develop a program that also really focuses on our members. And when we're partnering with NABJ, we focus on the collaboration there. But I think one thing that is clear is that we are going to incorporate a virtual component in all conferences moving forward. I think we realize that by going virtual, that more members can access our conference without having to incur the cost of travel and hotel, and especially with the trainings. We don't want money to be the reason why someone can't access those trainings. So I think that it's fair to say that you can expect virtual components, both with trainings and panel discussions, but also with the job fair moving forward in whatever format we move forward with. I think it's a sign of the times, and I think it's reflective of the fact that technology has really facilitated that process. Any questions on the conference?
Yes, I have a question. On those workshops that you're gonna have before the kickoff of the main conference, are those going to be recorded? Do we know yet the curriculum was gonna be, is there gonna be a series with some themes? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so we do have, the meetings are starting to happen now, and we've been seeking feedback from our members about the kind of workshops and things that are useful to them and that they'd like to see. So Lucio and Yoli have been working closely with BA. I believe there's a meeting that's scheduled with the board to solicit some of the board's feedback for those who are able to. But that will start getting narrowed down more in the next couple of months, and with the hope that by the April board meeting, we'll not only announce the curriculum, but also we'll be able to launch it on the website so people can see. Again, our focus is on technical and digital skills that are useful to all storytelling. So there's usually, we've averaged, I think, 13 tracks over the years that included data, audio, writing, broadcast, data, coding, and so on. This year, one of the things that we are also looking to add is a more expanded session for those who are interested in going into academia. I think that's one thing that our members have talked about, is how do we pursue those careers. Jessica Reitz, who's on the board, has been a strong advocate for that, and really making sure that not only do we really guide people who want to go into that industry, but also exploring the best ways that we can support educators who are out there working on behalf of really the Latino community and developing the next minds of journalism. And there's also talk about what are some technical writing workshops and things that can help members who want to access jobs in corporations where they can provide technical writing, or things that they can use their writing skills to really support their income, because jobs, as you know, are also tough to come by. So all of that will be a little bit more detailed, but again, with the intent that it is all going to provide you skills to ensure that you can stay competitive, or you add new skills to your repertoire.
Thank you.
Alberto, have you narrowed down the platform that we're going to use for the sessions? Because I know, like, some conferences I've participated in, it sometimes hit and miss with the platform, but has that been discussed?
We're just about done with that process, and actually I should say back to Magnelli, they will be recorded because we're going to create a recording library for all of those trainings. So when you buy the pass, if you didn't get to attend that training, you'll have, I think we're going to set it up for 3 to 4 months, up to, I think, the end of the summer, so that people can access all of those trainings. And so that's important for us to know, because that's also a component that we want to incorporate into that platform. So we've narrowed it down to 2. There's everything, there's pros and cons to all of them, but as soon as that is confirmed, we'll also announce that so people can prepare for that. You know, I think that's also been the challenge, is that not everybody has the same technical skills when it comes to, you know, being in front of a computer. I know that I have a lot of my own challenges. So we're trying to work with something that is user-friendly. And also something that was important for us this year is that because of the platform we used for the conference last year, people couldn't sign up the day of. And so it's important, we want to make sure that people can sign up up until the day of the conference and then some. And so that was an important component.
Okay, that's important.
Other questions? Great. A couple other highlights just to share. I think that you've seen that we've launched a workshop for journalists who are interested in covering a finance beat. I believe we've done 2, and we have 1 more that we're adding that's been very popular. We're also going to be working with Fundamedios US, who is going to be doing a series of workshops in Spanish for women on negotiating through your salaries, safety, and things that are going to just ensure that you have the most up-to-date information on how to approach the work, but also ensure your safety. And so Fundamedios has been doing some really great work. They come out of Ecuador. They've been in the US now for about 2 years, and we've worked with them on a few other occasions, but this series of workshops will be starting, I believe, in March. And that'll be, again, another member benefit. So those who are members will have access to that. We also had a successful partnership with Google last year, where we brought more training to newsrooms, specifically working with those working in Spanish language media. We've had some positive discussions with them again, so we're hoping that that returns. And there'll also be some additional fellowships and opportunities that we're going to be announcing in the coming weeks, so that our members can, again, try to do everything they can. And by the way, these fellowships, when we announce them, they are already dedicating slots for NAHJ members. So we're not promoting fellowships that are not already directly benefiting our members. In most cases, we narrow down the list and then they pick. But we also want to make sure that the members are in good standing, and it is really, again, they're creating this opportunity for our members, so we want to make sure that people are our members. Questions or comments? Okay. The last thing I'll share is that I've been, I feel like this week alone, 2 days with the executive directors from the other associations, JAWS, NLGJA, NAHJ, AHA, and NABJ. We had a funder meeting, and I have to tell you that there is a strong commitment to more collaboration and working with each other more. I think the situation that happened at CBS, as Nora mentioned, is something that was started a year ago. But we're going to continue. We know that that's just the beginning, and we want to make sure that we continue to really unite our voices as much as possible. And we're also looking at ways that we can collaborate within our own conferences and conventions with sharing programming and really kind of looking at things. So I think that while we're not looking at a unity concept, we're looking at continuing to collaborate in the spirit of unity, which more than ever is extremely powerful and needed right now. So I think you're going to see that more and more across all of our organizations. But all the funders are holding their fundee meetings. I participated with Ford, Knight, Democracy Fund. I think all of them are done, which will be nice. But those have been great funders for us, especially when it comes to Palabra. And as you know, Palabra has just celebrated its 1-year anniversary, and we are really doing some great work that is getting noticed. The request for partnership continues to grow. And so far in the last year that we've been around, 8 journalists have been hired to full-time positions or part-time or project-based work, totaling almost $800,000 into the industry. So Palabra has also become a platform for people to really stand out in a place where they can tell stories about our community and really highlight that they are Latino, that we are Latino, instead of trying to whitewash that. So I've continued to get a lot of positive feedback about Palabra and what we're doing. And so I want to thank all of you for really supporting that effort and also how that continues to grow. That's it. Questions?
Any other questions? Thank you, Union, for posting the link for training development. I really want to encourage our members to make sure you visit our website, at least once a week, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of member benefits that we offer, including these training sessions. And so you just have to go in there and take a look and hunt around, and you will find some great opportunities for continued development and training and internships for students, as well as the scholarships and fellowships. So I really encourage you as members to take advantage of that. We try to send out notices via email as well, but it feels like sometimes those notices get lost. So I really encourage you to keep tabs on our website for many, many opportunities. And with that, we'll move on to the agenda, to old business. I believe the only old business that we still have hanging is we still have a vacancy for the Region 1 director. This is the one that represents Puerto Rico. We'd like someone who is in Puerto Rico, and that was part of the holdup. I have had some interest from at least one, maybe two people, but I apologize with the insurrection and the holidays and just an extraordinarily heavy news cycle. I keep joking with the board that this particular board has been just jinxed with not just, huge breaking news, but like, historic, life-changing news that have sort of gone in the way. But I'm going to turn my attention to that, and we'll review those who have expressed an interest, and we will try to get that position filled as soon as possible. And my sincere apologies for the delay on that. Moving on to new business, Jessica wanted to give us an update on what the academic task force that she's been working with.
Yes, very briefly, because I know we have not much time. I just want to report that what we have been doing with academic members. As soon as I was elected, I sent out an email asking for volunteers to work with me in an academic task force. And those educators were Amar Aguilar, Alejandro Alvarado, Cita Arocha, Laura Castañeda, Lourdes Cueva Chacón, Federico Suberbi, Mercedes Vigón, y me falta Teresa Ponte. Y entonces, oh, sorry, I switched to Spanish, sorry. Well, we got together a couple of times and to figure out what we want to do and how to design the planning for this upcoming year. And so we form 4 committees. So we have a research committee, training and workshops committee, student professor liaison, and a communications committee. And we are going to have our very first all academic members meeting on February the 19th at 11 a.m. via Zoom. And we're actually right now having people register. And I hope that we can share with academic members our goals in regards of what we want to do in these areas, and hear the feedback and their comments, and hopefully we will have more people volunteer to work with me in the academic task force.
Jessica, can you say the last committee name? There was student.
Oh, sorry. Research committee, training and workshops committees and conference, depending on what we want to do. Then the student liaison and the communications committee, student professor liaison. And I have also chair for each committee. I can send this information via email if that is faster.
Jessica, a quick question. Is the student professor liaison going to be like to talk to the board about things that both students and professors want? Because honest, I mean, you guys obviously work together a lot, right? Is that
Yeah.
what it's going to be?
I'm working in collaboration with Joel. So the idea here is to help them. Well, we already through Leslie as well, that has been very helpful. We're working into helping the students, you know, with their submissions, etc. But we want to see if we can have a sort of a synergy between professors and students, because we need to strengthen that liaison and we need more Latinos in journalism education, as we need more Latinos in newsrooms as well. So the idea is also to help students learn about possibilities for graduate studies, etc. So being specifically to these academic patterns. And also we want to, in the future, we would like to have some training into teaching or training current journalists that want to pursue any graduate studies like masters or PhDs. So this way we can also advise current journalists if they want to pursue any degree. Mm-hmm.
That sounds cool.
Joel, did you have any follow-up report on what you've been doing with the student groups?
Yes, thank you for asking. In this last 4 months, we have been doing 100 things, thanks to the help of Leslie Ann and also for the support of Jessica Retis. Since I was elected, we have been organizing several initiatives. The first of them was reestablishing and reactivating a students group that we have on Facebook that has been a very useful tool to notify, to inform, to share all the opportunities that NAHJ offers, such as our scholarships, our internships, our fellowships too. And it also has been a platform for student chapters to promote their events, to promote their panels, to promote their workshops and other kinds of news. Also, we did on December a meet and greet, a met and greet. I don't know how to pronounce that. And it had a very good quorum of students. We talked about different topics. We didn't focus just on college and job. We focused more on us, on our challenges, our Latinos and as Latinas. And we asked about us. It was a space to share our opinions, our desires, our needs, in an informal way, because we were on finals. So I wanted to create a relaxing space so students can connect, because sometimes there are so much members, there are so much student members that we need this kind of virtual spaces to engage and to make this association and to take benefit about what makes this association great, that it's networking and that we all share a same vision about Latinx on news. We also, this month, since January in this 2021, we organized an NAHJ students match that it was a huge success. We helped over 60 students to edit their essays for our scholarships and internships. And also I have to recognize that 15 professors and journalists offered to help us voluntarily. Some professors such as Monica Rohr and editors such as Ileana Limon Romero, they edited over 5 essays each one. So that is great. And I wanted to congratulate them because their effort, and also I wanted to congratulate all of those other professors and journalists that also offered, like Jennifer and many other that I can start mentioning because they are a lot. And one of our most recent initiatives, it has been our NAHJ Students Committee. We just met last week. We chose our co-chairs, one in Spanish and one in English, our secretary. And we are going to be preparing a semester report. We're going to be talking with student chapters, investigating their needs, choosing a particular topic, a particular issue, and showing it on May to the board of directors to seek for solutions. And one of the best, or for me, one of the things that I most valued about the things that I have been doing with Leslie Yang and Jessica Retis, it has been engaging with students, talking with students, sharing with them in social media, sharing the things that they have been doing. making students feel that they are connected to us, to the board of directors, because they are going to be the future leaders of this association, maybe in 10, 20, or 30 years. So those have been the things that we have doing, and we plan to do many things more because we just have been 4 months in the position and we have many months more. So thanks so much for being here, and thanks so much for your support.
Okay, thank you so much, Joel. I think those were the only board members who asked to speak. Is there anyone else on the board who has any announcements they would like to make? If not, oh yes, there we go, Julio.
Hi, Nora. This was from an email that I got earlier today, which is why I wasn't able to let you know ahead of time. But I was contacted by Pointer as the vice president of broadcast. They wanted to let me know that Pointer is setting up a training for producers, local television producers and national television producers. And the training is normally $500, but for members of the organizations of color, they're cutting that rate in half thanks to a grant by CNN. So we'll be working, the application deadline is pretty soon. It's on February 8th or February 9th, but it says both on the email. So I'll figure out which one is the actual deadline, but we'll be letting our members know, hopefully tomorrow, if we can figure out a way to contact producers directly. If not, if you guys know any TV producers, local or national, please have them shoot me an email and I will send them all the information so that they can apply. It seems like a really good training, how to identify stories that other people are missing, how to be a better producer overall. It's stuff that a lot of people need mid-career. Like, it's once you're established, how do you get better? So I'd like to be promoting that. If you guys know anyone, please send them my way, have them shoot me an email. If not, we will do our best to send producers an email directly without bothering the entire organization. So that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Julio. Elwin, you wanted to give us an update on what's going on in your region?
I can give you a few updates that we've had recently. The Atlanta chapter has kicked off their 3rd mentorship program. They've paired 4 students with 4 professional journalists, including from CNN and from the local NBC station and here in Atlanta. And we're also having a workshop for those students on February 17th with an investigative producer to talk about how to file FOIA requests and open records requests. It's something that they usually don't get taught those things in at journalism school. And so it is important for them to learn those things. So that's something that we have scheduled for February 17th. And then from Central Florida chapter, they are finalizing a Zoom series with print, digital, and broadcast journalists to share industry-related tips. That will kick off this month. They also have scheduled one for March, specifically related to morning TV newscasters that will be with producers and anchors. And they have one major fundraiser to add to existing chapter funds, which will allow them to sponsor some registration fees for the National Convention, and possibly they're trying to get a student scholarship started. And then UNC, they have a big event which will be hosted by Maria Hinojosa from Latino USA. That will happen this month, and they have 23 registered members right now, and it is big for them because they just started. So those are the quick updates that I have.
Thank you, Elwin. Anybody else on the board have an update before we move on to?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'd like to give.
Go ahead, Christy.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, I'd like to give one on Region 8. So the LA chapter has been very, very active. And this Sunday, they're holding a virtual workshop on career tips. And there'll be 2 recruiters speaking, one from CNN and one from Gannett, that will be taking questions on how to advance careers. Also, as part of that, we have paired more than 100 people at all levels of their career with mentors. And they all had one-on-one critiques with news directors, editors, very established people. And we've gotten great feedback from that as well. Also, the LA chapter is in the process of sending a letter out to all the newsrooms asking for parity, and also asking the newsrooms to voluntarily let us audit the personnel to see how they're doing on diversity. And also planning to hold a coronavirus workshop as well, and asking some of the stakeholders, including the California Surgeon General and the nominee for Secretary of Health and Human Services, Javier Becerra. We're hoping that he will come, and we're going to give journalists a chance to ask questions in the largest Latino media market in the country about what these agencies are doing to address the disparity of COVID among Latinos, or rather that the Latinos are being so disproportionately affected. So also they're starting a membership drive, hoping to increase the NAHJ membership here in the Los Angeles area. So very proud of the work that the LA chapter is doing. They've been very, very busy.
Thank you, Christy. Union, did you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to remind everyone that if you want to submit your comments or questions, to do it now, because they'll be read at the end of this section and right before the board leaves for executive session. So just to remind everybody, I don't know if everybody saw it in the chat that I posted up. Sorry. Yeah.
Fellow board members, anyone else have an announcement? I've been keeping. Go ahead, Melissa.
Oh, hi. Sorry, just had a quick update out of my region in Region 3. So the DC chapter and the Philly chapter, they continue to host events virtually. One thing that the DC chapter is looking to do now that the Biden administration has now settled into, I think this is now their second full week in the presidency, and they'll be looping you in, Nora, on that. But they're looking to try to rebuild the relationship that NHJ had with the White House. Under the Obama administration, we held several events at the White House. We had a roundtable with officials there. During the Trump administration, there was a lot of turnover, as you all know, within the media team. So unfortunately, those relationships and that presence at the White House wasn't as large. So that is something that the DC chapter is looking to grow in the next couple of months. As you know, there's quite a few of our members that work in the White House press corps and also in Congress. And that's an area of outreach that we continue to try to build, but specifically with the Biden administration, they're looking to rebuild those bridges and those connections with the media team there.
Thank you, Melissa. Colegas, any other announcements? Okay.
Nora, I'll add something here. Francisco Barahorta just made a comment about how his appreciation about the letters that we've sent out regarding like some of the instances of racism at the various news organizations. And I just wanted to point out here that one of the things that the board is looking to do, moving forward is go beyond responding as we have with these comment letters to try to address some of these larger issues with management. And so, if anyone has any suggestions or ideas, one of the things that, we'll be discussing for our long-term plan is, how do we strengthen the pipeline of Latino journalists going from, say, like a reporting position into an editing position. So, so thank you for that comment, Francisco. We work really hard on the rapid response team with B.A. Snyder and the rest of the members, including McNelly, Christy Fajardo, and, to be responsive to the situations that come up. But we're also cognizant of the fact that we need to come up with a plan to try to get more Latinos in those management positions so that these situations don't keep coming up. So thank you.
Thank you, Yvette. And that's actually a reminder that I should have noted in my remarks at the start of the meeting, that we are working hard at trying to figure out ways to work with newsrooms and media agencies. And we are in the process of scheduling meetings with a host of these groups, including ABC News, NBC Universal, CNN, Univision, LA Times, the New York Times, and of course, CBS News. But we are eager to hear from any members who have any specific ideas that will help us push this agenda of diversity in our newsrooms forward. Thank you for the reminder, Yvette.
He also notes that he wants to make sure we all know that next month is NAHJ's conference to share the information, since we've worked together with them before.
Thank you, Francisco. I've been monitoring, it looks like a question from Jesse Sanchez was already answered by Alberto and Mauricio Patino with U.S. Virgin Islands Department of Tourism and PR Agency, Marketplace Excellence, had to jump off already, but we'll reach out to him and see how else we can help him. And I don't see any other questions from our chat group. Can I have a motion to go into executive session?
Yes, I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
All right. At this moment, the public.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear who seconded. I need to.
McNally.
Okay, thanks.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, the public portion of our meeting has ended. Thank you for joining us today. Board members, you'll need to go over to the other link that I sent for the executive board meeting.
Yes.
Roberto's asking a question.
Oh, Roberto?
Or Robert, sorry. Robert's asking how long will be an executive session, and if we're going to come back.
We will come back to officially close this meeting. Hopefully 20 to 30 minutes will take an executive session.
Nora, for their information, we're not going to vote on anything, right? This is just to update.
No, we're not voting on anything.
We're just, and then are we going to state the category of why we're going into executive?
We're discussing personnel issues.
Yeah, and we're not voting on anything, so.
Well,
We're not
well,
voting on anything, so I don't.
Wait. Let's be clear here. We cannot vote on anything in executive session. We're not planning to vote on anything coming out of executive session, right?
Correct.
Okay, let's just be clear. I just want to be clear.
Thank you, McNally. Yes, we do not expect to vote on anything coming out of executive session. So really the meeting has, we don't expect to come back out except to officially close the meeting. We don't expect to make any more announcements after that.
We can let people know on Slack, those who are in the JLC on Slack, we're putting messages to let them know when we come out, if they want to leave or they want to stay. I mean, I don't
Someone
know.
asked if we can tweet when the executive.
Yeah, she will. Yeah.
FBA said, yes, we will.
But basically, there's just nothing on the agenda that we're going to vote on coming out.
Exactly. Okay, see you in the other meeting room.
All right.
What is the other meeting room?
I sent it to your email.
Okay, thanks.
Bye, guys.
I don't know if anybody else is going to join us at this point. Do we just call it an evening?
Quick question, Nora. Quick question.
Yes.
Did you want to mention anything about the future meetings, the quarterly meetings?
Oh, I did at the beginning of the meeting, but let me remind you guys, we backtracked. We do have to have a membership meeting during the conference, and that will be on July the 17th. It's a Saturday. Obviously, it's going to be virtual. It's a Saturday at noon Eastern. So backtracking from that and a desire that this board meet every 3 months or so, that meant that we backtracked it, and our next board meeting, put it on your calendars, will be on Saturday, April the 24th at noon Eastern. And that's to accommodate our folks on Pacific time because that makes it 9 o'clock their time, not terribly early. So noon Eastern, 11 Central, 9 Pacific. So
And
please
the-
do that. And
the
also I apologize, but we would like the regional directors to have a report about what's going on in their areas. So for the agenda for next time around, we will include that as an item, regional director reports. And we'll call on you. Please try to keep them, brief, but definitely tout what's going on in your regions. So
And
we
Nora,
need that.
excuse me, I'm sorry. The retreat.
Go ahead.
Announce the dates for the retreat.
Oh, the retreat, guys, we're gonna do the retreat and we have a lot to talk about. So many things to talk about and hash out. The retreat is gonna be, Blanca, remind me, February the 20th and the 21st.
Correct.
That will be 11 Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Central. I don't know why there's a echo all of a sudden. Okay, it left, it went away. So we will meet both of those days for 4 to 5 hours each day. I'll resend the agenda for that. And since we got rid of the budget as part of that agenda, that leaves room to bring up other issues that we want to discuss, including some of the things that we were discussing in executive session.
Which days are those again, please? I'm sorry.
That's February the 20th and the 21st.
Okay. 11. All right.
If you can't make both days, make at least one day, pop in and out. We totally understand everybody has
All right. That sounds
work. We're working journalists.
Yeah.
Can I have a motion to end the meeting?
Most to end the meeting.
Second.
Julio made the motion and Areli seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of ending the meeting, say aye.
Right.
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The session se terminó.
So I guess
Bye, everyone.
See you
So
guys
good
in a
to
couple
see you
weeks.
all. And thank you to our members that connected.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Take care of yourself. Be safe, okay?
Bye.